Moser, and I'm a Mayo Clinic certified wellness coach. Today I want to talk about a trick I use to redirect or reframe what I call the wishing, wanting, if only thought pattern in my mind. A first practical step is moving back into gratitude, right? And in turn, re-noticing the abundance in our lives. However, I like to take it a step farther. All that wanting, simply put, is a desire to be happier. It's a part of us saying, yeah, sure, all of this is okay, but that would be better. My practice is to remind myself of Sonja Lyubomirsky's positive psychology research, showing the answer lies in the pie chart theory of happiness, which stipulates that roughly 50% of individual differences in happiness are governed by genetics. So basically out of our control. 40% by what we do and how we think. That is our intentional activities and strategies. And the remaining 10% is governed by life circumstances. The fountain of happiness lies not in changing our genetically determined set points, for they are by definition resistant to change, influence, or control. That's that 50% of the pie chart. There you go, I'm trying to show you 50%. We are also unlikely to find lasting happiness by changing the circumstances, the 10%. Although we may achieve a temporary boost in well-being by, for instance, moving to new parts of the country, securing raises, or changing our appearances, what many of my clients are in the process of achieving. Such boosts are unlikely to be long-lasting. The primary reason, as Ms. Lyubomirsky's research shows, is that people readily and rapidly adapt to positive circumstantial changes. The secret to happiness, of course, lies in that 40%. If we observe genuinely happy people, we shall find that they do not just sit around being contented. Happy people make things happen. Okay, so what do these happy people do? The 12 activities that increase that 40% on the happiness pie chart are counting your blessings, a gratitude practice, cultivating optimism, avoiding overthinking and social comparison. Have you ever heard that expression, when you compare, you despair? Practicing acts of kindness, so doing service, nurturing relationships, personal connection, doing more activities that truly engage you, being in the flow or in a flow state, replaying and savoring life's joys instead of replaying your perceived mistakes, committing to your goals. Use those nightly checklists, people. Developing strategies for coping. So getting the support that you need. Learning to forgive. Practicing religion and spirituality. So that's prayer, meditation, and reading spiritual or uplifting books. And taking care of your body. Engaging in physical activity. Meditating and smiling and laughing. Okay, so here is my happiness strategy. When I notice the wishing, wanting, if only thought pattern in my mind, I ask myself, am I desiring an intentional activity or an action that will influence the 40% of the happiness pie chart? Or am I wishing for a material item or a thing that will affect my life circumstances, which is only 10% of the happiness pie chart? Furthermore, if you're already relatively happy with your life circumstances, let's say you give your life circumstances a solid 8 out of 10. That means you are 80% happy with where you live, your family, your job, your home, your body, and all the material possessions in your life. You're 80% happy with all of that. Well then, mathematically speaking, you could only improve your circumstances by 20%. Best case. I mean, I'm being a little flippant here. However, in the whole happiness pie chart, that 20% of the 10% of life circumstances is only 2% of your total happiness. Does that make sense? I use this thought exercise when I'm yearning for a newer car, even though my car is older, but fine. or a new outfit, even though I have plenty to wear, or the ability to execute a perfect crow pose like the yogi on the mat next to me. Oh, I really want to be able to do that. So all these things would affect my life circumstances and in the long run earn me a temporary boost of happiness at best, just a nominal boost, if at all. On the other hand, a goal to increase the number of yoga classes I attend per week is an activity that would increase my happiness because yoga it's physical, it's spiritual. I would be nurturing relationships with my yoga peeps. And while practicing yoga, I'm in the flow when I'm not jealous of my neighbor's abilities. So those are all activities that are proven to increase happiness. They reside in that 40% section of the pie chart. Does that look like 40%? Even though the goal to perform a perfect crow pose increases my happiness, right? The goal increases my happiness, but the life circumstance of achieving that goal won't do much for my happiness long term. In sum, when I catch myself wanting and if only-ing, I do a reality check and I place the desire on the happiness pie chart to see where it lands. If it's in the 10% life circumstance category, I acknowledge I want it. And then I gently remind myself that achieving it or purchasing it won't make me measurably happier. I may or may not still acquire it, but I have realistic expectations about how I will feel afterwards. However, if the desire is one of the 12 activities that lands in the 40% section of the happiness pie chart, such as attending more yoga classes, for instance, I might pull out my personal schedule and the yoga class schedule and see if I can make some more classes happen. Because Sonia Lyubomirsky's research shows that will ultimately make me happier. I'm Liz Moser, a Mayo Clinic certified wellness coach. Thanks for listening to this video. And if you have any questions about this video, or if you have any questions about health and wellness or wellness coaching with me, please contact me through my website, lizmosercoaching.com. Bye for now.